Hello guys, today we are going to be talking about how to pick the right boarding school for you. And as background, I am currently a junior at the taftschool, so I went through this process of choosing the most suitable school for me about 3 years ago, and it still feels like yesterday. So let's start with point number 1. It's reevaluating what you look for in a boarding school and in basically your life as a high schooler. So don't think about whatever school you got into and what programs they boast and etc. Think about what you look for. Do you look for the food, the dorm, the weather there maybe, or the student body number, or maybe the teacher to student ratio, diversity, maybe certain science programs? These are super important. Like, just jot them down and think about them and compare them to the schools you have an offer for. Because choosing the right school is kind of like choosing the right partner, like the right boyfriend or something like that. You want to see what you look for is actually what you're like getting. And you have to know that you're going to be spending 4 years of your teenage years, 4 years of your life in this school. And your whole friend group, your whole life is in this school. So if a certain aspect of that school that you're going to doesn't really match up to what you really want in a school, it's not going to be the most ideal situation when you actually spend your 4 years there. Okay, so the second one is rankings matter, but suitability for the school matters even more. So I know that, even for me, I am guilty of looking on niche and looking at which school has better ranking. Yes, these rankings are interesting. It's nice to boast that you're the top 10 schools, but your suitability for the school matters even more. And it's also what you feel like when you first entered the school. So just think about when you first went to the school for a school tour or maybe your interview. What did you feel like when you walked into those doors? Did you feel really welcoming, like you belong there? Or did you feel a certain pressure that you're not really familiar with? It's kind of eerie for you. It's really important to note that even if your school is in top 10, but you don't feel like you belong there, or you don't feel welcome there, you're not going to be happy there and you're not going to thrive there. And it's just so important that you're happy at your boarding school. I think that's so important. Okay, number 3 is to be sure to consider your interests. Does the school in question fulfill your interests? Say me. I love biology and I love volunteering. I love doing all that stuff. And I was looking at different schools on my list and also the schools that gave me an offer. And I thought that Taft in particular offers a lot of opportunities in volunteering and also sciences. And that was why I chose Taft. And there's also other reasons. I loved their school spirit. I loved people I knew who went there. So yeah, those are also amongst the reasons. But on the topic of interests and interests that match the school, it's really important to consider if that school does have the programs, the opportunities for you to thrive in whatever interest you have. For instance, I used to swim. I loved swimming, but Taft unfortunately did not have a pool, so I had to give up that interest. But seeing that I love biology and volunteering a lot more than swimming, that was a sacrifice I could make. Lastly, the best source of reference to understand a school would be the people you might know who go to the school. And I know that, at least for Taft, on revisit days, when you get accepted to the school and you go there again to get to know the school better, you would have a person who already goes to the school, talk about the school with you and answer any questions you have. And I think these people are so important in your journey of selecting the right school for you, because the things that they say about the school would be the most accurate as of present day. Of course, alumni would give like really valid explanations and overviews of the school, but current students at the school are the best sources of reference for you to understand what the school represents and what the school does, basically. But it's also the webinars the schools would hold for revisit days. Those are also really helpful too. So if you guys have any questions about Taft, feel free to comment down below. So that would be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you, and see you next time.